because you never know who might call in.
You want to comment on this issue?
I want to comment as a citizen. As a citizen, as just Jacob Zuma, the issue to be discussed by society. How do we dispense justice to all citizens equally? How could we make it not to look like it favors the have and it does not favor the have-not?
We appreciate your call, Mr. President.
The Forum at 8, weekday mornings 8 to 9, only on SAFM, South Africa's news and information leader.
Weekend AM Live on SAFM.
8 minutes before the hour of 7. South Africa has started the construction phase of the much-anticipated 12,000 long-haul open-access fibre-optic broadband network. The investment for the entire 2-year construction phase is estimated at 5 billion rand. The large-scale national development will see urban and rural areas between Johannesburg and Cape Town being connected through a network in Bloemfontein, East London and Durban. Now, to find out more about this, we joined on the line by the CEO of FibreCo Telecommunications, Arif Hussein. Mr. Hussein, good morning.
Good morning.
Now, FibreCo is developing this high-speed long-haul fibre-optic network on an open-access basis to support the explosive growth in South Africa's bandwidth requirements. Can you explain to us how this whole system will work?
Okay. If you look at what you need to give a customer a very good broadband connection, say in Bloemfontein or Johannesburg, somewhere inside the coast, inland in South Africa, you basically need three main elements of infrastructure. One is an international submarine cable that typically comes to the east or west coast that connects South Africa with other countries. The second is a connection from the coast to where that person is living inland. The one is from a local exchange in the area to their house. Now, we're focusing on that middle element. So we're essentially looking to connect inland population centers with each other through this infrastructure and then connect them to the undersea cable landing stations that connect us to the rest of the world. What that does is give people the ability to have a very, very good broadband connection.
Will it be faster?
It will be faster, and I think what's more important is it will be much more affordable and offer people much more capacity. And that's what I think broadband consumers want, really.
Now, what advantages will that bring to South Africa as such? Because we have now more broadband capacity, as you say, also at reduced cost.
Yes, look, that's very important. Around the world, what is a well-known fact is that increases in broadband penetration are positively linked to GDP growth. So, I think there's no debate that better broadband connection and better broadband services are ultimately good for the economy because they enable the economy, be it IT, financial services, healthcare, better education, better government services. So that's one very important thing. But I think what's also important to recognize is this project itself. This is a year for building infrastructure. I think the whole government is very keen on promoting infrastructure development, whether it be in transportation or otherwise. And communications is a very important part of that. So infrastructure in itself and the construction of that is also an enabler of economic growth and job creation, and that's something which we're contributing to.
You did mention this, but how will this help now with regards to efficiency in government institutions such as schools, hospitals and transport?
Okay, so let's take a hospital as an example. If we're working with various government departments to look at how they can use this network. Now let's imagine that in a provincial area, they're using our fiber network to connect different hospitals. What that would provide is a very high level of fee at a very cheap cost. Now, around the world, the application of that kind of capacity is in things like, for example, remote radiology. So you can have radiologists in one center connecting to hospitals around all the rural areas in that province and providing the skills from very highly qualified, highly specialized radiographers into those rural areas via that connection by transferring x-rays and that kind of information. I don't know if that gives you a picture, but that's the kind of thing we're talking about.
That sounds absolutely incredible. How many permanent and temporary jobs is this infrastructure development going to create, you think?
Okay, look, from a direct and indirect point of view relating to our project, we're estimating something like 2,300 jobs in the first phase. And those jobs will typically consist of both jobs during the construction phase and also jobs during the operation and maintenance of the network over its 20-year life. I think that's only part of the picture. As I've talked about the effect of this infrastructure and economic growth, I think the indirect job creation in other sectors through greater efficiency of communications is really where the big opportunity lies.
When is the project starting?
The project, we're proud to announce the sub-turning this week. So we've started construction. We've actually been developing this project for the last 2 years, and we're looking to start lighting up services early next year.
Wonderful. That's the CEO of FibreCo Telecommunications, Arif Hussain, chatting to us about that. That's absolutely amazing, isn't it? Bring the time now to 3 minutes before the hour of 7. Let's take a look at all your temperatures, coastal and inland. Start off in Pretoria. You're starting off with a low of 11 and end with a high of 28 degrees today. Johannesburg 10, 27. Vereeniging 7, 27. Nelspruit 16, 24. Nelspruit Mbombela